Earth's mightiest heroes weren't enough. What if the world needed a team that wasn't afraid to get its hands dirty? A team of spies, assassins, and angry kings willing to operate in the shadows, far from the public eye. A team that strikes first, asks questions later, and embraces the darkness to fight an even greater one. This is the story of the New Avengers, a 2015 series by writer Sam Humphries and artist Tom Lima that introduced one of the most brutal, morally ambiguous, and fascinating team-ups in modern Marvel Comics. Today, we're diving deep into the explosive first issue, a masterclass in tension, action, and shocking reveals. We'll break down every page, every brutal fight, and every dark secret. So grab your gear, check your six, because this isn't your parents' Avengers. This is something new, something dangerous. Let's get into it. Our story opens not in a bustling city or a high-tech base, but in the stark, sun-beaten quiet of the New Mexico desert. Artist Tom Lima and colorist Rain Barreto immediately establish a sense of isolation. The sky is a vast, empty canvas, and the only signs of life are a rundown gas station, a pickup truck, and a lone lizard basking in the heat. It feels peaceful, almost serene. Sitting on the porch are two men. One is an older gentleman, enjoying the view. The other is a man with a dark past and a metal arm. James Buchanan Barnes, the Winter Soldier. The old man makes small talk. "Ain't that something," he says, looking at the sky. "A sky like that is practically a sin not to sit back and enjoy it." It's a simple, honest sentiment, but Bucky's reply immediately sets the tone for his character in this series. "Yeah, I'm not so good at sitting back, historically speaking." This isn't just a casual remark, it's the core of his trauma and his purpose. He's a man who has been a weapon for so long that the concept of peace is foreign, even suspicious. The old man tries to connect, offering him a rocking chair, talking about life lessons. He even asks about Bucky's neighbors, a seemingly innocent question. Look at this panel. Bucky is smiling, but it's not a warm smile. It's the predatory grin of a man who is 10 steps ahead. "No, I've learned you have trouble taking it easy too," he says. "Introducing a two-party system to folks who dare resist one-party rule?" The conversation is layered with spycraft and veiled threats. And then, Bucky gets to the point. "And what foundation did you build your neighbors?" And here the entire scene shatters. With a sharp click, Bucky assembles a high-tech rifle that was hidden in pieces around him. The friendly old man's face drops in terror. Bucky's response is ice cold. "Oh, damn." He wasn't caught off guard. He was playing along. He knew this was a setup. What follows is pure, unadulterated Winter Soldier. He doesn't just shoot. He makes a statement. He calmly takes a bottle, fills it with gasoline, and lights a rag, creating a makeshift Molotov cocktail. The panels here are beautiful in their deadly simplicity. There's no hesitation, just methodical, lethal action. And then, whoosh! The truck erupts in a massive fireball. Lima's art captures the raw power of the explosion, and Bucky walks away from the inferno without a backward glance. He is the calm in the center of the storm he created. He just blew up a truck and terrified an old man, and he looks as casual as if he were walking to the corner store. This scene is a perfect reintroduction to the Winter Soldier. He's not Captain America's sidekick anymore. He's an operative. But the test isn't over. Just as he thinks he's clear, we hear a sound every spy dreads. Kulkak! A pistol is pressed firmly against the back of his head. He's been flanked. Someone got the drop on the Winter Soldier. He asks, "How did you pick up on me?" The voice that answers is dangerously familiar. "I know your weaknesses." The camera pans up and we see it's not some random enemy agent. It's Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow. She's smiling, a playful yet deadly look in her eyes. "Nah, the revolution started before me. It doesn't need me. I'm just the Winter Soldier now." Bucky's words are a resignation to his identity. Natasha's final line reveals the truth of the situation. "Yeah, I've been working on a plan for this op. It's your fatal flaw. You know you're the one who left? It was all a test. A brutal, fiery, high-stakes evaluation orchestrated by his oldest friend and partner. And her last line is a chillingly sweet stinger. I know, but some things are more fun together." This opening sequence perfectly establishes their dynamic. A bond forged in fire, violence, and a level of trust so deep it looks like betrayal to anyone on the outside. The scene cuts from the fiery desert to a quiet, intimate moment in a rundown safe house. The tension has broken, and what's left is the complicated relationship between two of the world's deadliest people. The room is a mess of discarded gear and weapons, a stark contrast to the vulnerability they share. Their dialogue is sparse but loaded with history. "I missed you, Natasha." I miss this, James. They are two sides of the same coin, finding a strange, temporary peace in each other's company after a lifetime of war. Bucky notes the grim state of their hideout, and Natasha's reply is cutting, "No one will give you 4 stars for living like a dirtbag." But this is no vacation. Natasha gets straight to business, and this is where the plot kicks into high gear. She activates a holographic projector built into Bucky's own cybernetic arm. The technology of his past as a weapon is now being used to plan their future missions. It's a powerful symbol of his redemption. The mission is dire. An organization, or as Natasha calls it, a terrorist science cult, known as the Maker's New You, is flourishing. They've reverse-engineered S.H.I.E.L.D. technology and are using it for something horrific. She says, blowing up S.H.I.E.L.D. from the inside out left a power vacuum. The old tricks don't work anymore. This line directly addresses the status quo of the Marvel Universe at the time, post-Secret Wars. The old order has collapsed, and new, uglier threats are rising from the ashes. Natasha reveals the specific target, a broken-down lumber camp in Russia, but inside, 200 disciples are being held, trapped, in some kind of nightmare laboratory. The mission is a rescue op, but it's clear this is something far darker. Bucky accepts without hesitation. His final line of the scene becomes the team's unofficial motto. He looks at the mission details, his face grim and determined, and says, "Okay, it's a dirty world, so let's get dirty." The quiet moment is over. It's time to go to work. We cut to the remote and icy Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia. The art again conveys a sense of brutal, unforgiving wilderness. A fortified compound stands against the landscape, surrounded by guards. This is the lumber camp. The infiltration is swift and brutal. Black Widow moves like a phantom, taking out a guard with ruthless efficiency. His comrades are alerted, shouting, "Intruder! There she is!" They open fire, but they're shooting at a ghost. Natasha uses one guard as a shield while simultaneously disarming another with a high kick. At the same time, Bucky provides support, kicking a soldier with his powerful metal leg. It's a perfectly coordinated assault, but Natasha asks a question that changes everything. "Dream on, where's your diversion?" Bucky just smiles. He didn't bring a bomb, he brought something better. A soldier's rifle is suddenly sliced in half. He looks down in confusion just before 3 adamantium claws burst through his chest. Another soldier's throat is ripped out by a clawed boot. This isn't Logan. This is faster, more fluid, more ferocious. And here she is. In a stunning full-page splash, we get the reveal of Laura Kinney, formerly X-23, now officially the all-new Wolverine. She descends upon the guards in a whirlwind of violence. The art is dynamic and visceral. You can feel the impact of every strike. Blood sprays across the panel as she carves through the soldiers with brutal grace. Bucky's narration is telling, "Of course she can handle it, James. She's the best there is at what she does." And then, a crucial addition. Better than I ever was. This moment isn't just about adding a cool character. It's about establishing a new legacy. Laura isn't just a replacement. She's an evolution. And as Bucky watches her work, Natasha says, "I didn't call him, did I?" This line confirms they intentionally chose her, the deadlier model. The comic then smartly jumps back in time to show us exactly how Bucky recruited this new Wolverine. We see a flashback to New York City. Bucky approaches Laura not in a war zone, but in a peaceful park. She's wary. "Nope, you're too good to be true for me." She knows people like him usually want something. Bucky doesn't try to deceive her. He's completely honest. He tells her he's putting a group together, but he doesn't sell it as a glamorous Avengers gig. He appeals directly to her identity as a former weapon. Look at this dialogue. It's some of the best character work in the issue. "Hey, I know what it's like to be a weapon," he says. "To have your body and mind used by a whole bunch of heroes. I wouldn't put you through that. I need you to unsettle a whole bunch of heroes." He's not asking her to be a hero. He's asking her to be herself. He's validating her darkness and giving it a purpose. He understands her in a way Captain America or Iron Man never could. For Laura, who has fought her entire life to be seen as more than just a clone and a killer, this is an irresistible offer. It's an invitation to a family of misfits. But Wolverine alone isn't enough. They need muscle, raw, world-breaking power. And for that, Bucky goes to a king. The comic gives us another flashback, this time to the stormy, churning waters of the Bay of Fundy, Canada. Here he meets Namor, the Submariner, King of Atlantis. Their dynamic is completely different. Bucky approaches Namor not with empathy, but with a challenge. He starts by admitting he stopped sonar beacons that were harming killer whales, a small gesture of respect to the King of the Seas. Namor is arrogant, dismissive. What is it now? The Thunderbolts? He scoffs. But Bucky knows exactly which buttons to push. I need a warrior, from one invader Bucky to another. He frames it as a partnership between equals, between two men who have stood against the world. Bucky's final pitch is perfect. Come on, Namor. I need someone who's gotten a little pissed as hell from time to time. He appeals directly to Namor's legendary temper and his royal pride. He's not asking him to save the world, he's offering him a glorious battle, and it works. Namor, wreathed in lightning, accepts. If I may, yes, Barnes, this is Atlantis, royal blood, and royalty below, in the Avengers. He's in. The core of the new Avengers is assembled. 2 master spies, a living weapon, and a god king. Back in the present, the team breaches the facility. What they find inside is a human tragedy. A huge crowd of people, their bodies grotesquely disfigured, their faces a canvas of surgical scars and strange growths. They are the disciples, victims of a horrific experiment. One woman with multiple eyes stares in horror, whispering in Russian, "We've walked into a nightmare." Deeper inside, they find the source of the nightmare. A colossal dome-like machine pulsing with energy, connected by a web of thick cables to 7 enormous numbered pods. It's a truly unsettling piece of machinery, part organic, part industrial. Bucky's reaction says it all. Well, that ain't lumber! And then the architect of this horror makes his grand entrance. A figure in a sharp white suit and fedora appears, leaning casually against one of the pods. He's got green skin, a pointed goblin-like face, and a smile that could curdle milk. It's the Jackal, but not the Miles Warren we know. This is a slicker, more theatrical version of the classic villain. "Hello, hi, welcome," he cheers, as if greeting guests to a party. "I can see you appreciate great art." He calls the pods his 7 masterpieces, his Guernicas. He's not just a scientist, he's a mad artist, and these people are his medium. Wolverine wants to gut him on the spot, but Bucky knows they're out of time. He tries to use his big guns to blow the entire operation, but it's too late. The Jackal initiates the release sequence. The pods begin to hiss open. The heroes brace themselves for whatever monsters are about to emerge. This is the big, horrifying twist of the issue. What emerges from the pods isn't just a collection of random monsters. It's a twisted, nightmarish version of one of Marvel's most powerful and secret teams, the Illuminati. From the green missteps, a savage, half-armored Iron Man with a glowing, exposed heart. A bestial Black Panther on all fours. A grotesque, stretched-out Mr. Fantastic with a melted face. A demonic Doctor Strange. And a bizarre, spiky-haired amalgam of Wolverine and Havoc. The new Avengers are stunned. This lineup is no coincidence. As Bucky notes, this lineup sends a message the real Illuminati could not know. This implies their enemy has access to secrets that should be impossible to obtain. The battle is immediate and one-sided. The clones attack with all the power of the originals, but none of their restraint. We see them fighting in 2 locations at once. In a cutaway to New York City, a monstrous octopus-like clone of Namor calling himself Imperious Rex rises from the water. A mysterious woman in purple watches from a window, a clear setup for a future plotline. But the most brutal moment happens back at the facility. Laura, in her fearless rage, leaps at the Iron Man clone. "Bleed you!" she snarls. The clone is unfazed. It grabs her by the arm, aims its repulsor cannon directly at her chest, and fires. The bizarre sound effect fills the panel. The blast is catastrophic, sending her flying backwards, screaming in agony. This single moment establishes just how dangerous these clones are. They nearly took out the one member of the team with a healing factor in a single shot. Meanwhile, Namor confronts the Jackal clone. The villain is arrogant to the last, taunting him. "Hee, oh Submariner, I know you're too noble to kill me. He'll just grow me back again and again." Namor is a king, not a hero. He has no patience for games. Ignoring Bucky's shouts to get answers, he makes his own statement. "Silence, Barnes, I know!" With a sickening crunch, he crushes the clone's head in his hand, its body dissolving into goo. It's a moment of pure royal fury, but they've made a fatal error. As Black Widow asks, what happened to his body? James, who else was in the Illuminati? Bucky realizes one pod is unaccounted for. From the rubble, a 7th figure rises. It's massive, hulking, and horribly mutated. It's a clone of Blackagar Boltagon. Black Bolt, the king of the Inhumans, whose quietest whisper can shatter mountains. And this one doesn't look like he plans on being quiet. The issue climaxes in a moment of pure cosmic horror. The Black Bolt clone takes a breath. Natasha screams, "No! Namor, get us out of here!" But it's too late. The clone opens its mouth and unleashes its full power. The word bolt explodes across the page, followed by a massive VOOM! The quasi-sonic scream hits the new Avengers with the force of a nuclear bomb, sending them flying like ragdolls. The screen goes white, but the horror doesn't end there. The final page cuts to the survivors fleeing through the Russian wilderness. They hear the sound wave. Who said that? One asks as the psychic energy tears through their minds. Then, a massive, silent, world-shaking explosion of blue energy erupts from the horizon. Kathum, to be continued. And that is the end of the New Avengers #1. What an absolute roller coaster. In just over 20 pages, Sam Humphries and Tom Lima established a new team, gave them a clear and dirty mission, introduced a theatrical and terrifying villain, and ended on one of the most powerful cliffhangers imaginable. This isn't just another Avengers book. It's a Black Ops thriller with superpowers. The team dynamic is fascinating, a group of broken people finding purpose together, led by a man trying to reconcile his past as a weapon. The art is gritty, kinetic, and doesn't shy away from the brutality of their work. The final reveal of the evil Illuminati and the Black Bolt clone raises so many questions. Who is the mysterious maker behind this? How do they know the Illuminati's secrets? And how in the world are the new Avengers supposed to survive a direct hit from a full-power Black Bolt scream? This first issue is a statement of intent. It promises a series that is dark, violent, and willing to push its characters to their absolute limits. It's a dirty world, and this is the team built to handle it. What did you guys think? Who is your favorite member of this new team? What are your theories on the Maker and the evil Illuminati? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video where we'll be breaking down issue #2 to see what happens next. Thanks for watching. Until next time.